Cancer, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for the month of July. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Let's jump right in, y'all. You ready to go? I'm ready to go. Let's see what the month has in store for you. We're going to start off first with a angel number guidance. All right. You'll be seeing this perhaps throughout the month. You may have already seen these numbers starting up, kicking up now that we're in the month of July. So heed these messages, pay close attention to them because they will apply as the month continues. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Cancer today. Thank you for your guidance and, as always, for your continued love and support. All right, let's do a quick shuffle. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate all the support in whatever form you send my way, even if it's just, I like watching her videos. Even if you don't like, I'm not here to, I'm not one of those people like to pressure anyone into doing anything. Whatever positive goodwill you send my way, I appreciate it. And it even can come down to a happy, good thought, right? Because we're all energy. So it's not about the action. For me, it isn't. It's about the feeling, because I do feel it. Okay, Cancer. What's going on here, Cancer, for the month? After we pulled, ooh, that's too many, but we definitely want to do this one. Ooh, a Pisces had 666. You have 6666, which is great blessings, Cancer. Great blessings. Nurture yourself, your needs. Then we do the top one. Good vibes. All right, sorry, and 1551, hold your vision. Great blessings will arrive by holding your vision. I said that's enough. Okay. All right. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere like that. Keywords: self-love. Well, great blessings at the top here. Self-love. Boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, and letting go. All right, so you really need to be focusing on nurturing yourself this month and let go of anything that's weighing you down, okay? You're making space for something new, it sounds like. 1551, hold your vision. Focus on the good and maintain your concentration on the outcomes you desire. It's time to put your faith and time into your ideas and pursue your goals with all your might. You have such a beautiful, courageous, and brave spirit. Keywords: manifestation, abundance, money, dreams, vision, and prosperity. All right. Hold the vision of your own prosperity, of your own abundance, and start working on those goals. Chip away at them, whatever they are, and start believing in them. Okay? If you just need a little boost, I feel like you're getting that boost right off the bat here in this reading. Great blessings will come to you by holding your vision and not giving up. Yeah. Wow. You might have a brand new, whoa, you might get smacked by this massive inspiration this month, like a brilliant idea, like eureka, some sort of genius moment where you're like, you could dream it. You could be daydreaming it while you're driving. Stephen King used to get his best ideas while he was driving, going into that Zen mind, right? It could hit you while you're meditating. It could be happening while you're having a dialogue with someone. I feel like you're going to be awestruck, like a lightning bolt of inspiration. Both of these are a lightning bolt of inspiration. You might even have to rebuild or tweak a project. I think you've got a new idea, and this is the month where you're like, this is it. I'm going to start really, really working on it. Filling it in, right? This is like taking the blueprint of something and coloring it in, right? With all of the pieces that need to be attended to. Some of you have big projects going on this month. Yeah, fated change. Making peace with the changes, too, that have been occurring in your life, Cancer. Very important this month. Make peace with whatever changes occur. I think you're going to be feeling a little bit more peaceful because something may have recently changed as well. It's whatever it is, it's brought you a greater sense of peace and calm. Peace and calm. All right, let's see. What's the overall general energy? We're going to start there. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's peace in the changes. You might be feeling like you're more integrated with your divine feminine within you. because this is the card of the divine feminine, self-love, right? She's gazing into the bowl, nurturing herself beside a very calm sea. I like that. So you have the opportunity, and also she's holding the vision, right? And she's giving what is in that bowl, which is her emotions. She's giving them her love. So it's like sending love to your emotional states too. All right, Cancer? I feel like you've got a beautiful new idea that you're going to be nurturing. All right, let's go the challenge. 5 of Pentacles. Feeling a little bit, I feel like you've been in a period of time that's kind of been ongoing. It's been maybe beneath the surface where you felt a little bit like rejected by some. I feel like I'm getting rejection from this. Rejected by something. I don't know what it is. We're going to clarify. You're trying to overcome feelings of rejection. Hangman. A long pause, trying to gain enlightenment. You might have been in a very uncomfortable position in the recent past. Maybe to look at lack, or why you were rejected, or what happened. I feel like I get different impressions off of these cards, and I'm just getting this strong feeling of you got rejected by something, but you were almost rejecting it before that, whether you did it unconsciously or consciously. You were kind of tired of what you were doing. Some of you, this is around your work, where you were just like, you know what? It meant something to you, but you were like going through the motions, and then you pulled away from something. Maybe you didn't get what you wanted in a situation, the promotion, or at least the leading a project. There's something that I'm telling you, when we perceive bad things, yes, bad things do happen. We can categorize them as bad, but sometimes out of what is perceived as a loss becomes a gain, because it's allowing you to see things differently. And it's bringing in a deeper state, a deeper frequency of compassion. Queen of Wands. Yes, this is you in your creative spirit. Look at, she's drawing. She's being inspired. She's got the cat. I mean, her frequency is so zen right now. You've got an opportunity to really be zen and to create just out of the pure desire of creating. Some of you were creating something new, and you might be feeling rejected by the powers that be. Whether, you got, a proposal that was rejected, a literary proposal I'm hearing for some of you, or you didn't get the contract that you wanted. There's something that wasn't quite lining up. But it doesn't mean you stop creating or you stop dreaming. You've got the opportunity. Some of you, this has to do with love. 6 of Swords. You're moving away from a way of operating to a new way of operating. What you don't see coming, the 6 of Cups. And this has to do, for a lot of you, with a long-term connection that has been unstable as of late. There's a lot of memories here and a desire to even to stay in it, but to deal with and resolve whatever's been unstable and that is undermining. Some of you, this is childhood dreams too, around your ultimate prosperity, your dream life, okay? Sometimes we get to that dream life and we're like, wait a minute, it's not static, y'all. It's not perfect, right? You see beyond the perfection in your mind of what you want something to be. Hold the vision of you. It's the feeling behind everything, all right? So what I'm getting here is that you want to feel more love. And I'm not sure why you're feeling this rejection. But let's get deeper, because this could go in a lot of directions. But ultimately, this is about the great blessings at hand and holding your vision. Some of you are moving away from something to move towards something else. Let's see. Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Ooh, Emperor and the 4 of Swords. Wow. You're doing a lot of healing work around. And as you heal, the more empowered you're going to feel. Something took the wind out of you. I don't know what. But it's almost like you've been moving through the frequency of that wound for a little bit. And now I think you're starting to gain traction over that phase. And you're moving towards a greater feeling of love and self-expression. This is about self-expression, Cancer. Let's see. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Another Queen of Cups and the Devil. Oh, and the 9 of Wands. A lot of you are looking at the wounded. Whenever we look at the wounded divine feminine, it's almost like it's this rejection of a part of yourself that won't nurture yourself. and maybe you go out in the world and like you try to maintain a sense of some semblance of control and power. This is you softening to you. 2 Queen of Cups here. Some of you, this is the same sex dynamic. If you're in a situation that there's been quite a bit of wounds and fears coming up, it's almost like, I feel like there are 2 individuals, whether you're male or female, where the divine feminine has been wounded. And when we come from a wounded divine feminine, it's this not nurturing of self underlying it that makes the connection not be nurtured appropriately, which creates toxicity, right? And unhealthy dynamics. So this month, I think this is about 2 people looking at the wounded and the wounded feminine, all right? Which is an aspect of self, whatever gender you are. And this is a lot to do with the accumulation of trauma, emotional baggage, wounds, wounded warrior. It's as though, and you reduce it to this, if you're like, what is the wounded divine feminine? It, other than the, not nurturing of self underlying it. In order to correct the imbalance, this is about nurturing you and the other person nurturing themselves and not expecting that, because the wounded divine feminine has a lot to do with codependency and enmeshment. And this does seem like this has to do with a connection, where in order to correct any imbalance, this is about, real love, real love, healthy love. There are 2 pillars, surrender and autonomy. So, in most relationships, there are several phases, and most of us get stuck in the phase of power and control dynamics. We have the first initial infatuation, and then we go into power, right? And when we're looking at that power and control dynamic, what's underneath it, are acting from wounded divine masculine, divine feminine selves. I'm reading a very interesting book, y'all. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. This book, it's called Sovereign Love. It's been amazing because it's allowing me to look at the ways that I've shown up in my relationship history from a wounded state, whether that's in my masculine nature or my feminine nature. And there are core energetics around that. So some of you, whether you're a man or woman, you might show up. There's quizzes in it where you get to see kind of like, where are your wounds and how are you operating? And do you want to create more autonomy? Why I'm reading this in this way is because I'm seeing literally in this reading Cancer that there are 2 people, doesn't matter if you're straight or gay in this, that have divine feminine wounding, and it's creating codependency where you don't know where you end and the other person begins. You might be doing too much together, spending too much time together. There's not enough separateness in your togetherness, and you need an equal amount of that. So it's almost as though you created this bond where there is a great deal of unconditional love underlying it, but there's also wounded aspects that are like, it's like the glue that holds you together needs to be transformed. And it's almost as though when one of you pulls away, it freaks the other person out. And I think and it creates instability. We're going deep, y'all, into this because I'm learning a lot about what it takes. It's like someone's being reinforced with this story that they're not good enough. Okay? They're Queen of Wands, this feminine, it's the way they're expressing themselves. It could be you or it could be the other person, but it's being compounded because you're both doing the same thing underneath it. Let's keep going. But anyway, I wanted to say that because if you don't feel like there's enough separation, it's almost counterproductive. Because the more you pour into this from a wounded state, the more wounds you're creating. So how do you heal this? You got to read the book. No, I'm just kidding. I have no affiliation with the author. It's a brand, like it literally got released 4 or 5 days ago. And she's been a therapist, a couples therapist for decades. And she started to look at like, what is underneath all of this? Like she's really trying to help people in their relationship histories. And a lot of times it comes down to how we're wounded and how we're playing out these stories and these patterns, right? Of shame and abandonment, of people not carrying the emotional load enough at home and resentment. There's a lot of themes. It doesn't matter what type of dynamic you're in. There's patterning. And I think that you're taking a look at the patterning this month, Cancer, and you're trying to change a dynamic. Yeah. Actually, I think some of you are dealing with this sovereignty, this independence in a way that's like almost like you're demanding it. So at times when you feel like there's too much enmeshment, there's a push away and almost like a rejection. This person, someone might be doing this to you, where when there is an argument, there's a cold, distant timeout. And then it breeds distrust and almost this disrespect. So be careful. In the past, it seems like both of you were operating in this way, where when you wanted to counteract codependent patterns, there was this almost this coldness. One of you is doing this more than the other. One person is moving away in order to gain more autonomy, but doing it in an unhealthy way. And the other person is responding in kind. And all it does is create more distrust of each other and in the bond. I feel like I'm doing like a deep couples counseling right now, which I don't often do in the tarot. In order to triumph over this is about stopping the power and control. Once you get past the power and control, something beautiful happens. You start actually being authentic. You start being vulnerable. You start being true. You start being real. You start saying things that you avoid saying. It's like that whole need to be right is such a strong current in us all when we feel wronged. Whether it's real or perceived, it's still real, okay? It's how we see a situation. So you're being guided here in the past. Be careful the way you claim your autonomy, Cancer, because it's breeding distrust in the connection and a feeling of isolation. One of you, it's a tactic for control. And it's creating too many wounds when there should be nothing but unconditional love. And I get it. You're healing this wounded. Look it up. Look up traits of a wounded divine feminine. And you'll know, you're like, oh my God, we do this. We do this. I do believe you're going to go deep into it and heal. All right, Queen of Wands. Yep, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. And what does this cause? This causes so much distrust of a connection really being healthy and sustainable long term. Ten of Pentacles. It's the way you're both giving to this or not giving to this equally. One person, it's like what we call it overcompensation and undercompensation. Someone is giving too much and the other person is allowing it to happen. And this is when people start losing their attraction. Because how can you be attracted to someone who is playing more weak, right? And what I mean by weak is, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. It's more passive, okay? How many times have you been expecting someone to do X, Y, Z and they don't do it, and enough time goes on and you start losing your desire for them because like you have to take on more masculine traits. This is the age-old, women doing it all, okay? Or men having to be the provider. I'm not really falling into like traditional roles because I believe in equality. I believe in gay, straight, whatever type, poly, whatever you are, all right? Whoever you are. This is all inclusive in this channel. So I don't want to get stuck in like patriarchal thinking, right? As far as gender roles. What I'm talking about here is in order for you to feel seen, nurtured, and held, there's stress because you're giving too much. And while you're doing that, resentment has built up. And then you start claiming more of your sovereignty, but you do it in a way that pushes back. So you're not getting anywhere, in other words. All you're feeling is a feeling of rejection. So I'm going deep here because it's interesting. I've been studying these dynamics deeply lately, and I'm seeing it play out in the tarot at times. And I want to help you because you shouldn't be living in a state of distrust and trust, or distrust, stress, and anxiety around whether someone's really going to show up for you. It's like one of you is bringing your authentic truth to the table and really doing a lot of work here, and the other person isn't. And I'm pretty sure this is someone you're dealing with. And it's creating a lot of fear. Five of Pentacles. Let's look on the Five of Pentacles. The Hangman again. Golly. It just makes you pause again and again and again and again. Again, I'm getting a repeating message. The Hangman, which is in the past, is in the challenge. All right, so this is ongoing, where you just, it's like the same thing that happens. You have periods of love, then periods of complete disharmony. And when that disharmony hits, it's like it adds to the mountain, right, of stuff. I'm seeing an accumulation of abandonment here, of not feeling supported. And this is you wanting answers. I think that you're going to have a conversation this month and really try to get to the heart of what's going on. Whether you're like, all right, sometimes it comes down to expectation. Other times it comes down to just, all right, let's break it down. You're not showing up. What is happening? Why? What's going on here? Like, if you can't say those words, then why are you in this connection? Some of you are contending too. If you're not in a connection, you're contending with financial feelings of worry, stress, and lack. You're going to be given an opportunity to invest in something which is in you, in your own creativity, in your own inspiration, right? Your great blessings that are coming by holding your vision, it's like you need to do your best this month to nurture and love yourself so profoundly and deeply, and start to trust yourself. I think for those of you who are single, I mean, these are cards of really being on your own and not trusting your path in the past and feeling totally abandoned by the universe. I feel like there's something that went on in your career that made you feel like, I'm not going to get what I want going down this path anymore. And you stopped. You just like kind of, instead of moving forward, you stopped. And now you've just been kind of going through the motions. This is about your work life for some of you. If it's not to do with couples counseling here, couples therapy, this is about you giving to yourself and your creative passions, coming out of a phase of stress around long-term financial security and stability. It's like you've been stuck, stagnant, in a place of feeling like, and I know what this is like when I went through COVID and I was doing healing work and I couldn't even like be around people as much. I had to face all of my fears around not being able to pay my bills. And it freaked me out, honestly, because I've always been someone who takes care of myself. And this is like, for some of you, it's fears and worries that you're not going to be okay. You will be okay. All right. And then I had to remind myself, wait a minute, I've always been able to pay my bills at least. I may not have much money I'm scraping by, but I've always been able to pay my bills. And if I can't, I will get another job. I am industrious. I can do this. I am an adult. I can do this, right? So some of you, it's like, don't fall prey to the monkeys in the mind that keep you stuck. Spirit is trying to help you. If you're not having a direct conversation in a long-term commitment about overcompensation and undercompensation, right? Overgiving or undergiving, however you want to look at it. This is about you coming out of a period of lack, of feeling left out by the universe, and the universe giving you a helping hand. You have the opportunity to have a vision here and hold on to it despite the stress. I feel like you've been hitting a few setbacks. You might have had someone who was moving in a deceptive way around you in the past, and you've been overanalyzing what happened. It's time to come out of fear, regardless, in the wounded state. You are not a wounded warrior. You are love. You are love, and you are being loved. Deep down, I just saw 2424. Look that up. You got a tower ahead because something isn't being addressed. Something is not being addressed. There are fated changes coming in. There's something that you must leave behind now, Cancer. Let's see. I'm sorry if this is disjointed. I'm getting two very different frequencies here around a couple in crisis or you in a personal crisis around your finances. Or maybe it's all going on at once and you're fighting about money. For some of you, Page of Pentacles, we need to come up with a plan. Yeah, some of you are moving straight towards abundance, and that's what you don't even know. It's like that hiccup when you're not seeing those signs. You need to trust, okay? I'm telling you, we fail to do this, and it's something that I have done the same. We're human, all right? We look at what is, we look at the bank account, we start freaking out. We start thinking about doomsday, we start spiraling, okay? Or we start looking at what is in a relationship and hitting walls, all right? There's assistance coming in. The challenge is, are you gonna listen to it? Are you gonna tune into the frequency of hope, faith? You're gonna stay stuck, Cancer. You're stuck somewhere. I'm not sure what's causing it exactly, but you're stuck. And the only way to become unstuck is to start to have hope and faith and to pick a path and to move forward and allow this transformation to occur. You're leaving choppier waters in search of calm waters, okay? But that requires you to take a stand and to start making a plan, right? So some of you, it's a plan around your finances and what you got to do to make some changes this month, all right? If you're overspending or, you've got some generosity coming towards you, whether that's a raise, a promotion, new people, new contracts, new clients, greater revenue. For those of you who are independent, some of you are independent and there's a lot of worries around your business success. Others of you, if this has to do with a love bond, you need to start communicating clearly how you feel, okay? And start doing the healing work. Get that book, Sovereign Love. It's helping me a lot around the ways that I've showed up in a pattern in my relationship history. Because don't you want to be whole? Don't you want to come from a less wounded state? Of course you do. You're going to notice the pattern. And that's the thing I think you're realizing. Oh my God, there's a pattern of fear. There's a pattern of codependency. Or there's a pattern of lack in my life. I want out of it, okay? This is change, transformation. You've got this Six of Pentacles coming towards you, backed by the 10. Don't stress about money this month, okay? You're going to come up with a plan, and I think that you need to defend that plan and protect that plan. Don't share your ideas with other people. You may even be like, I got a plan. I'm not going to talk about it that much because it's mine, and you're going to be doing things toward that plan. But what you're headed toward is a brand new, some of you are working on your wounding, healing the divine feminine, giving to self, coming out of a period of stress, being deeply committed to your long-term success, your own financial security, because you're on your own after a relationship is ended. You're moving on. And what you're moving toward is greater love inside, a greater vibrancy, a greater feeling of being held by the universe. Regardless of what your circumstances are, I know I've been all over the map here, but I feel like it's like a crisis point. It's like point where like water turns to ice or water turns to vapor. It's like that critical mass in a situation where you're like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore, right? And it's about how something is undermining what your long-term vision is. And I do believe that what it comes down to is you're seeing a reinforcement outside of you around lack. Whether it's coming from your partner, not stepping in, completely disappointing you, failing you, not giving enough, not doing enough, not being enough. What you're moving on from is a feeling of lack. But you got to communicate your truth. And I think that's what it's going to take. Communicate your truth to the universe. Communicate your truth to yourself. Communicate your truth to the person around you if you are in a partnership. You got love coming towards you. 3 of Cups, Ace of Wands. You've got so much support. Some of you have been grieving something, the loss of something. Let's see. 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups. What you don't see coming. 2 of Swords, 2 twos. You got twos. You've been in a feeling, this is kind of similar to Pisces, but different because you've been feeling trapped, Cancer. But I feel like whatever caused you to feel trapped is over now, but it's still being self-perpetuated because you feel abandoned. Whether it's in a partnership or in a work situation and you're feeling lack, it's time to get out of it, right? It is time to hold your vision, focus and maintain on outcomes you desire. Put your faith and time into ideas and pursue your goals. It's time to be beautiful courageous and brave, okay? Recognize that within you. There are great blessings coming, but you must nurture yourself. There's something you got to let go of. It's like something is weighing you down, but at this point, I feel like it's a belief. It's a belief. You got to create space, and it's like you're at a crossroads this month around the entrapment of self and a need to wrap up this cycle of the things that are undermining your prosperity and abundance, which can be literal things, or at this point, it could just be a belief system that you're not worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy of everything you desire. Can you tell yourself that? I am worthy of everything I desire. Say that in the mirror 30 times a day. I am worthy of everything I desire. I am worthy of everything I desire. Make it your spell work for the rest of the month. Because there's something that just annihilated you. And it's time to stand up and stand in that frequency of self-love, nurturing self. Something hit you hard, Cancer. I don't know exactly what. But ever since, it's like now you're like self-protection mode. I'm on my own. But you're not. Let's get some advice from Spirit. I feel like I've been a little hard on you this reading, and I hope you know I'm saying all this with love. It's time to speak up in your relationship, or it's time to speak up with the universe and tell the universe exactly what you need and what you want. And know that it's coming to you. Put your hope and faith in yourself and your ability to move forward in your life. Guarding your energy, believing in abundance. That's the ticket forward, okay? Cut yourself free. 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords. This cycle is coming to a close. It's now time to come back into balance. All right, that wanted to come out. The World. It's time to, you've been in such a period of stress. It's time to take back your power. I feel like this is about your own power and the way it's leaking, whether it's outward conditions reinforcing a story of lack or inner conditions reinforcing a story of lack. It's time to get out of this mental distress and plant your wand in the ground and saying, I am no longer going to let this control me anymore. I am in control of my own life. Your advice is to keep doing this deep healing work. I believe this deep inner wounding, this divine feminine, is about you realizing how powerful you are when you start nurturing yourself in deep and profound ways instead of giving yourself a self-critical narrative. Something happened to you in your recent past that made you feel 100% like you can't trust the universe anymore, that you can't trust your path anymore. You can't trust others anymore. It's time to take back your power, Cancer. You're going to be divinely inspired. Hold the vision. This is hold that vision, okay? Around what you need to heal so you can regain your power and stop staying in this state of anxiety. This is nowhere to live, okay, Cancer? I feel like you're going to make great strides this month in claiming your own sovereignty, in ending something that's become codependent around you. There's something you're doing deep, deep healing work, inner child work. And once you do that, you will hit a frequency, a vibration of abundance. I'm telling you, the more we go in to these deep, deep layers, the greater capacity we have for true power, which is the power of the divine moving through us, the creator. Whatever bags you're carrying, I want you to imagine them in deep meditation this month, literally taking those bags, stuffing everything that you have that makes you feel unworthy, putting in that bag, taking it off and surrendering it to Spirit. Saying, take it. I don't want to carry it anymore. You don't have to. You're reaching that critical mass point of saying, I'm no longer doing this. 9 of Swords. Time to take a stand, Cancer. Whatever is going on in your life. Nines. A lot of 9s. You're at the end of a major cycle. And I think this cycle has gone on for quite some time, where you start operating out of fear instead of love. And I get it. It's because of what happened to you. But you are not a victim. It's time to rise above it and do the healing work so you can go in a brand new direction, feeling inspired, feeling passionate about your life again. The High Priest at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, we got 2 here. Peacekeeper and Medicine Mother. You're getting 2. No one's gotten 2, Cancer. 2 guardians. You've got 2 guardians coming up. Other people, they've had a warrior symbol, right? That they've acquired on their path going through their journey. You've got 2 guardians that are stepping forward for you. Peacekeeper and Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. A harmonious resolution is possible. That's what I mean. There's something that is very there's disharmony. Okay, Cancer, going on. There's great disharmony going on right now. Let's look at Peacekeeper. She's on the top. I just saw her. Okay. Choose peace. Conflicts are coming to an end. You deserve to experience happiness and contentment. What'd they say? It's been a period of unrest. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. Okay, so if you are communicating your truth, don't do it with anger or vitriol, okay? There is much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. And then Medicine Mother. Oh, she was right. Interesting. Yeah, Medicine Mother. Take action. Do what you need to do. There's an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. What was I talking about? The patterning and the wounding. Self-love. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you'd like to be. You already know the answers, Cancer. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics or holding back, but now you're being guided to take action. Action requires courage, but your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. When you do, the next one will be presented to you. Mother always knows best, they say, and it's true. I'm telling you, you've got double mother energy here, okay? So, yep. Medicine Mother, inspired by the West African tribal women, has gone through many ups and downs. She has lived and she has lost. She knows what it's like to suffer and to want to give up. That's what I've been talking about. Don't give up. So the medicine of this card is that it's okay to make mistakes and get it wrong sometimes, and it's okay for things to come to an end. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of one chapter and the beginning of something new. The Medicine Mother reminds you that even though you will have low lows, you aren't here to suffer. You're here to be supported and to support others. Let her give you the loving encouragement to take the next step forward. Okay. Something has really created a period of unrest, Cancer. It's time to honor the peacekeeper within you and step forward, okay? Honoring your own inner knowing so you can move forward and rise up out of an old pattern, okay? I'm sending you love.